What's going on, y'all? It's Cam from Solutions.
And Katrice.
First of all, we hope y'all are having a blessed day. Today we are discussing speaking life into existence, whether that be good or bad. So with that said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to all the black-owned businesses out there. So see y'all soon. So when we were discussing it earlier today, we were really talking about the difference between positivity and negativity. It's typically a clear difference that you can see, but the easiest way to put it into terms is like negativity. Like, what would you say are some examples of surrounding yourself with negativity and how it affects you moving forward?
I would say some examples, just what we speak to ourselves, right? You wake up and one, you mad getting up. And I know it's hard to get up some days. I mean, most of the mornings I'm up at like 5:30. I could choose to wake up and be pissed, and then that can just ruin my entire day. But instead, I wake up with a positive attitude, right? Turn on some positive music, and I get going. But on the opposite side, if I woke up, because I used to wake up mad before I had kids, but if I woke up and I was just pissed, man, I'm sleepy, I didn't get enough sleep, I just felt like I just went to sleep, and I am just mad from the moment I put my feet on the ground till I go get my towel, till I go get in the shower. My entire day is just messed up. So that's one of the things that, I think about. So you choose how you want to start your day. You're going to either wake up mad and your day going to be bed all day, or you wake up positive, thankful that you even woke up, and you have a good day the rest of the day.
That's facts. I want to give a high school example. I feel like if you get up, most kids, they hate school. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those kids. If I could I told my old roommate from my freshman year, if I can go to school without homework and paying, I'd be there. But when you get up, one thing that may make it easier for you to go consistently is changing your outlook. So there's a brand called Clairvoyant, and the owners used to go to Kenwood High School. I think they graduated this year. So the difference between them and a regular high school student, and the only thing that makes you stand out is you choosing to do what it is that you want to do, and be honest. So their difference was, they not, man, I hate going to school, or I can't do it, or I'm just in school, whatever. They were like, why don't we sell clothes? And then they figured out how to market themselves, because if you in a high school, you got an abundance of buyers. And those of y'all that are familiar with the Chicagoland area, Kenwood, those are buyers that are qualified. No disrespect, but they gonna pay. So if you got clothes that are $40, $50, like $40, $50 jogging pants and tees, people would be willing to pay that price. So that's why it's important to really surround yourself with positive people. And even if you don't know anybody that's positive, you have to choose to be that person. I don't know your situation, so I know it may be difficult for you to have a positive outlook on life. So I say, man, just brainstorm. So what I do is I give you an example. So I gave Clairvoyant as an example. Clairvoyant is ran by two people. It's Jacob, and I forgot the other one name, but they graduated with a 6-figure clothing brand. Graduated high school with a 6-figure clothing brand, because they collaborated, especially nowadays with social media, which is something that we'll discuss later, opposed to them taking a traditional Chicago route. Everybody want to be a gang member. Either you a real one or a fake one. Yeah. Some people, I know you live in that environment. We're not speaking on that right now, because you may be a legitimate product of your environment. That may be what your surroundings are. So there's no judgment, which, if we being honest, that's a part of being a man of God, the difference between a relationship and religion. But that's another episode. But the best you can do is be the best you. And the person that God designed to see that in you, that you're supposed to collaborate with on what will actually make you see the fruits of speaking life over yourself and life into other people, that will only come when you choose to make the difference in yourself, opposed to you surrounding yourself with choosing. I'm not talking about people that are in this environment, opposed to you choosing to surround yourself with people like, man, I hate my job, like, or even your people may subconsciously do it. Like your parents, they at work all the time, and then when they get back, they either tired, complaining about work to you, or on the phone with somebody that they cool with complaining about work. Or it's a Thanksgiving get together and all they're talking about is the latest gossip and sports. You have to be the one to introduce a different type of conversation, because if you are blessed enough to actually have a family, and that's really enough, because everybody's family is a little dysfunctional. I don't want to speak life into y'all family, but everybody's family has their issues.
Some sort. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So it's just about choosing to be the difference, and that's when people will be receptive to you.
And you know what I want to add to the high schoolers, because I think that when you're in high school, you know, you have a lot of sports, and not everyone, male or female, are into sports, right? And that's fine, but I think that if you could think about something that you have interest in, like my oldest son he likes sports, but he's more outside, not organized sports, where my second son likes sports, so organized sports is for him. But my oldest, he's into art, he can draw, right? So I'm working with him now to see what can we do with your art, what can we do with your drawings. I mean, it's a lot of people just saying using your connections on social media, which we'll get into later. Start drawing, start, showing your art to the world. And that's another avenue where, you draw good, because he's a pretty good artist. He can look at things and draw it. Okay, that is one, the gift that God has given you, and then two, let's hone on to that. Let's hone in on that. Actually, let's start drawing more. Let's connect yourself with people who like to draw, or who can get you access to other people who might already be in the industry. And even if they're not in the industry, trying to get to that industry. So I think for those of you that are in high school, let's think about what is it that you love to do, right? There's something that we all love to do. And if it's not playing basketball, playing football, hockey, baseball, whatever, think about what else you love to do, right? And if it's something, whatever it is, start honing in on that. There is a space for that. Whatever it is you have, there's a space for it. So I think that's important, because I too was a high schooler that didn't love school at all. But you have to, there was so much other things that I liked to do, and it's like, okay, let's focus on, well, this is what I love to do. This makes me happy, doing art, or working with animals, right? Do that. Focus on that while you complete your high school, diploma. But focus on what it is that gets you going, that makes you happy when you are doing it. As long as it's legal. That part.
Right. I say, don't let anyone discourage you on your path either.
Right.
The immediate reason is the generations are different, with the presence of social media and the people that, came up, and I say were like the trailblazers, the ones that were the first to do it, that, like my mentor said, took all the bullets, took all the stab wounds. They're the ones that really paved the way. So don't allow people that didn't have the same opportunity as you to discourage you. Now, at the same time, you need to be receptive to constructive criticism. So my mentor, he always tell me, eat the fish and spit out the bone. So with that, like say you have a creative talent, like say you're in that space, but you may not be a personable individual. I'm not saying that's that situation, but a lot of people that are creative, they can tend to be introverted sometimes. So if you would say that that's you, I'd say make a faceless page and allow your art to speak for itself, especially with something like TikTok. So a lot of y'all in high school or young, y'all know like do business and all the content creators. Somebody asked him if he were to start over again, does he think that he would be able to blow up again? And he was basically like, the formula is leveraging the different platforms, meaning leveraging platforms that are focused on short-term content like TikTok, which don't really have a lot of longevity, but they give you a lot of exposure, and then pairing that with like intermediate platforms, which is like maybe Instagram, where when you retain an audience, it can be monetized heavily, and your people will sit up and watch your content. But it may be a little bit more difficult for you to get exposure in the first place, and pairing that with long forms of content, which is like YouTube videos. So now you're getting the exposure and you're retaining your audience at the same time. And you really could do a faceless channel. You could hit up a graphic designer on LinkedIn or one of your friends. If you were in high school, you most likely surrounded by people that draw on desks anyway. Because I wasn't paying attention to chemistry. I thank God I passed.
Right.
But now you got a faceless page. It's blowing up on TikTok. You could run YouTube videos on how to draw. Now you scaling in that. And on top of that, those of you all that are artists, I'd say art is multifaceted, but I'd say, for example, like there's a black-owned art gallery called Gallery Gashard. So you could look up like art galleries. If I say black-owned, because I know it may be difficult for you to, number one, put your art out there, and number two, to go into a space where you feel like you're, I don't want to say minority, but you the only person of color in the room. So I'd say look up spaces like that, and those are the people that you speak to, because those are the people that will pick up on your talents or will pick up on the consistency that you have, and that will pour into you, whether that be financially, more importantly, being a mentor, guiding you on how to actually be successful in your space. That can only come when you think positively to yourself. It all starts with you. So I say, whether you're an artist or not, whether you're a high schooler or not, assess yourself and your circle right now. When y'all talk on the phone, what are y'all talking about?
Yes.
When y'all are hanging out, what are y'all doing? And even if what you doing, you believe it could be turned into something positive, like before this, we were talking about Burner, who runs the company that's called Cookies. He run a 9-figure marijuana company. Like, how could you take what people are making derogatory and make it positive? How could you make what you're doing on a regular lucrative? And that's when you walk the predestined path, as we say, as men and women of God.
Absolutely.
So that's nice. Hello. What's going on, y'all? It's Cam from Solutions. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to all the black-owned businesses out there. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. With that said, I hope y'all enjoy the video and that y'all have a blessed day. Bro.
So our next question is, are you surrounding yourself by life or death? And examples are music and social media.
You want to speak, Stephanie? Okay. So I can give a personal example. I say I'm 21, but I'm in the business of breaking generational curses. So I'd rather have a wife than talk to multiple females on the HBCU campus, which are real life examples. And what I can say is most of the people in my family that are married, that have had long, successful marriages, joyful marriages, they met their partner like in their early 20s, like between 20 and 30, really. So I'd say you don't have to fall for the, I'm a date to figure it out, or I'm gonna figure it out and let the cards fall in. Like, I say don't attach timelines to it, but attached, what am I trying to say? Boundaries. Is it boundaries or standards?
Standards, definitely standards, and boundaries, but definitely standards. And I would say standards change throughout. So speaking life.
The word earlier today was, who are you listening to? So, you know, when you think literally, you may think music. I was listening to a song by Brent, I'm not sure what it was called, Brent Fayez, and most would see him as a secular artist. My personal relationship with God, he told me, I care about your actions. What you put in your body is important as well. If you see that what you consuming is starting to change how you act, then I'm gonna expect you to cut it out. I'm gonna tell you to cut it out based on certain words you're gonna hear. It's like when you with your parents and you hear all the cuss words, that's how God speaks when you listen to something and they talking about upside down crosses. Because why? So the song that I was listening to, he was like, how can I expect to love somebody else when I don't love myself? And we were talking about the difference between hearing and listening. I heard the rest of the song while I'm just driving, but it seems like I was listening when he said that specific sentence. And I'm saying that because God finds a way of speaking to you through the things that you're surrounded by. So I'd say never discount yourself and never say what you can't do, because everything that you see and everybody that you see was created by somebody else. So allow your surroundings to improve you, and if you feel like they not, change your environment.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said, and so older school, new school, and he brought up the you can't love yourself. What? Somebody else?
Yeah, if you can't love somebody else.
Mary J. Blige said that years ago. How can I love somebody else if I can't love myself enough? See? So, I mean, different generations, same message. And that's so very true. Like, you cannot, no matter how much you think you've fallen in love with somebody else, if you are speaking negative, if you are saying what you can't do, I don't even like the word can't. Number one, because you might not be able to do something at the moment, but what do they say? Practice makes better, right? So take out that word out your vocabulary. I don't care how old you are, like from young to old, right? Take out the word I can't. Whatever you put after I is gonna be what you bring to yourself. Right? So if you say I can't do something, you better believe it. You ain't gonna be able to do it. But if you say I can, just not right now, keep practicing that, you're gonna get it. But it all starts with how you speak to yourself. You can, if you wanna, and how you speak to yourself also connects to how you feel about yourself, and it also goes to the heart. Like, we can go real deep into this, but how you speak to yourself it tells the world the condition of your heart as well, right? So if you're mean, you come off mean all the time, because we all have our moment where we just like, we have a bad day. But I'm talking about somebody that wake up mean, go to bed mean, just mean for no reason, those type of people, right? You just gotta be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna get mad at you because your heart is not right. So, and you gotta imagine those type of people and what they are speaking to themselves. So yes, surrounding yourself by positive. So, and even if you are in a situation or an environment where you look around and there's nothing but negativity, that negative environment could be your push to be that positive in that environment, right? To show positivity to somebody else, but also for those who are still growing in high school or whatever, college or whatever, then say, you know what, that's what I don't want. So you can change your story, not just for you, but generations to come after you.
To all the people out there in relationships already, make sure you speaking life into your partner, like out loud. Like, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Y'all know what y'all relationship look like. Make sure you speaking life into your partner. And this is the note to self type of thing as well. Same thing goes for social media.
Yeah.
Make sure that when you go on social media, it shouldn't be straight shade room, straight females, because you can groom your algorithm. Just like your algorithm knows that you like negativity, my algorithm knows that I like Social Proof Podcast, that I like Inside the Vault with Ash Cash, that I like Earn Your Leisure, that I like these content creators that are speaking positivity, that are speaking entrepreneurship. They just had an Invest Fest, and a gentleman named Don Peebles. If you're unfamiliar, you need to look up the Peebles Corporation. They're building like mixed-use building. They're doing multi-million-dollar developments, which is what our focus needs to be as a people, because without business, you have no seat at the table, to be honest. So with that said, she was talking about if your environment if you see nothing positive in your environment, you need to say, okay, that's not what I want. But say you're in an area, like we gave a gang member example. What I was speaking to was, if you like in the suburbs and you throwing up these gang signs, like, come on, bro, you're actually being a follower. And I'm gonna be honest, those of y'all that are doing it to attract females that look cool, people are gravitated towards people that are being themselves, because you can't fake energy.
You can't.
It don't matter if you got on Vetements or the lames nowadays wear Hellstar. Like, bro, you're wearing a shirt that says Hellstar. Like, I need you to process that. Like, look at the shirt and then look in the mirror. You're a goofy. No. No, I was going to say.
What does the shirt say, though?
Bro, Hellstar. The name of the brand is Hellstar.
Like you a star in hell?
I digress. But we gonna cut that part.
Why leave that in here? Why not?
Cause bro, like, why are you wearing
Yeah, y'all gotta be careful what you wear too. All of that stuff attached to you. Hellstar. I'm a star in hell. No, thank you. I don't want to be a star in hell. It's too hot. I heard.
It's too hot.
I
heard.
So, but those of you all that may be in that space because that's all you're surrounded by, like say you live in, I'm not gonna get specific example, but say you live in a certain area where you know it's like nothing but gang activity around you, I'd say like, man, figure out how to get like $20, go get you a divvy bike, and well, you gotta have a debit card. Make sure you got it. First of all, make sure y'all got checking accounts. Make sure y'all got checking accounts. Learn how credit works, and you would be ahead of like 60% of the population probably. But because you need one to get you a divvy bike, because you need a divvy account as well. If you don't have a phone, ask your people for somebody that you mess with. Even if your parents, you know, they may be pouring into you being a negative individual, because you're really a product of your environment. Your parents are. Your behavior is a direct reflection of the people that are pouring into you that you take as role models. So even if you can't really mess with them, they ain't cool with you going down there, go talk to a teacher, tell them what you got going on, tell them you trying to rent a divvy bike. They may pay for it. It's going to be like $20, $25 for you to go from the south side of Chicago all the way up Stony to like Lake Shore, where you can see and you can like sit down and reflect. It's peace and quiet. You know, it ain't really no gunshots during the day like that anyway, but you can relax, basically. You can sit down. Like, I go to Rainbow Beach sometimes and just sit on the beach and look at the water. Like, now you put yourself in a different place. If you want to take it a step further, I say if you've never been outside of your neighborhood, go downtown. And when you go by yourself, and don't wear a ski mask, bro. Go downtown and just walk around.
Chill.
Exactly. Just enjoy your life. Because you go to the river walk and you understand, like, everything around me was created by somebody who was probably born and they didn't have anything to their name. They may have inherited something, or they may have had a different opportunity than you, but you know that it was done by a person. So if you build your skill set and you connect with the people that have the capital, if you can't do that, because nowadays with social media, you probably can learn anything, bro. So you get your skill set together and you show the person that could be your angel investor or private investor traditionally, you show them that you're serious, they may invest in you. And the individuals, the people that are business owners, like black business owners that know better, uppity Negro syndrome gotta stop, because it is very real. Why are you need to go with the people that are gonna put money back into your community, because if you keep going back to Massa because he charged you $25 less, they're not gonna do anything for your community. They're gonna continue to price you out. We talk about politics, they're gonna continue to find ways to systematically push you out of
and
where.
red line you. Absolutely. Where you gotta stay in this one spot. And we're done with that.
On Section 8.
Right.
And if you want to go to if you want a Section 8 voucher for somewhere else in the city, it's going to be an 8-month backlog. But if you want to go to Springfield, we'll get you out of here in the next few weeks. So now, you like, they going to pay me to move out of the hood. That's a problem in itself, because when you think make it out of the hood, that means you want to leave where you are to go around people that don't look like you, that most likely either don't like you or are uncomfortable with you and will naturally not like you. Because people are resistant to change, most likely. So now you're creating a new hood, because the hood is not a place. The hood is a people. The hood is a mentality. So just be aware. Be aware of the signs. I ain't gonna lie. Change of scenery could change your life.
It sure can.
Straight up. Make sure you're not wearing a ski mask. I'm gonna say that again for those yet. Bro, do not wear a ski mask.
Downtown.
Anywhere.
I don't understand why we got those ski masks.
Why?
And especially in the summer, ain't y'all hot?
Y'all hot? Y'all gotta be musty. And them hoodies and ski masks gotta be. But I'm sorry. You ready for the next one? Okay. Sorry about that. Elaborate on the "if I could, I would" with reverse engineering concept.
So, I don't know if I saw this somewhere, if God just dropped it in my spirit. I believe that everybody, including myself, needs to do it. If I could, I would exercise. Like, if I could up and move to a Dallas high rise, I would. Okay, well, you need to reverse engineer that process. First of all, look up a Dallas high rise. How much does it cost? Okay, it's gonna be $2 million. You're like, man, I can't afford it, $2 million. First of all, you gotta omit that from your vocabulary. The only thing that you can't do is lose.
Right.
In Jesus' name.
God.
So make sure that you think positively. So when you do it, you can envision yourself there. Not imagine, but you can envision yourself there.
Yes.
So now it's like, well, if this $2 million penthouse, I don't know what that'd be, but let's say it's $15,000 a month. If it's $15,000 a month, you said you don't want to spend more than, I say that 40, you should be making at least like 4 times that. So $60,000 a month, but that's bottom line. So what do you have to do to create $60,000 a month in income? So what I think about, it's really only so many ways, and they all related to business. Because if you an athlete, you're in business as well. Because if you're an athlete and you get injured, you're no longer useful, you're done. Because it's a business. So you have to think, well, what is my passion? Who is the most successful person in my passion? And you find somewhere in the middle and you like, who do I know or who am I connected with that's in this space that will be willing to mentor me? And then you have to think like, why would they want to mentor me? What are you dedicating to your craft? What kind of time are you putting into you developing your skills? Even if you going to school getting debt, like, I'm a fan of, I say it's about your opportunity. And I say this probably every video, but if you go to school and you know for a fact that you're going to network with the business professor who you ask them, make sure they run businesses, or they know people that run businesses, you network with them, you may end up coming out of school with a mentor / job. And now they about retiring age, they decide to pass the business down to you because you decided to go into it with the end in mind. So if I could, I would have a landscaping. That's super boring. I say,
not if you love landscaping. It's not super boring.
I'm trying to think of something that's like people attracted to, and then I'm gonna get a landscaping example.
Okay.
Because landscaping, like home improvement, is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So let's say if I could, I would be a content creator. Number one, you got to put out high quality content. Number two, I'd say you really want to be yourself, because even if you posting comedy, current events, or acting like other people doing trends and all of that, you will only last as long as those trends. You will only be relevant as long as whatever it is that you're putting out as far as content. So if you go in authentically, like, man, I'm, like I said, buying a landscaping company, which may seem boring, you see like, these are some of the most profitable businesses ever. Some of the most recession resistant businesses ever. Because roofing, and I say roofing, if you say, man, if I could, I would have a roofing company, you find, I wouldn't say a mentor, because it may be difficult for you to connect with somebody that runs a roofing company properly, like good customer service, and actually runs books, pays taxes, or knows why they doing tax exemptions, the whole 9 yards. Now it's like, you understand that roofing is recession resistant. Roofing is, I'd say, corona resistant, because whether you got a mask on or not, if a storm come through and your roof is leaking, you're gonna get it fixed.
You are.
So now it's like, you getting the $60,000 a month is realistic, because I don't know if I spoke about acquisitions in a previous video, but when you go into acquisitions, it's somebody out there that's retiring that's considering closing down their doors, but you can come to them like, hey, I want to buy your company. Don't let you have experience in this space, or don't let you be working for the landscaping company. And they like, man, I can see you taking over this business. And you like, it's a $2 million business. They like, man, you've been with us for 5 years. You went through it. You've been grinding. There you go. So now you just inherited, we'll say $60,000 a month. So
networking is important. And I wonder, I don't know, do you think that they understand that in this generation how important networking is?
Whether you acknowledge it or not, networking is important.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't realize you're networking, like if you go to a gym, like I literally ended up at the school that I graduated from, high school, because I was at a gym networking. I knew I had to leave the school that I was at, and I didn't know it was networking until God revealed it to me later down the line. I'm hoping they like, damn, what school you go to? And I kind of hesitated. And it was like, you don't know what school you go to? And I was like, no, I go to North, but I don't want to go to North. And they was like, you should go to Gavitt. The team decent and da-da-da-da. It's down the street, basically. So now it's like, I'm like, dang. Those are real life networking examples. The only difference is, number one, make sure y'all going to either Marshalls or Foreman Mills and getting y'all some decent clothes when y'all are going into spaces where you know that there are individuals in a position you want to be in. Don't put them on a pedestal, but go in humble. So now it's like you're networking intentionally. Whether you know it or not, you have to network to get a girlfriend. You have to network to... Sure. Oh, also, stop asking females for their social media. You need to ask her for her number. It don't matter how old you are. That's going to make you stand out as an individual. And if she say no, she either not the one or she playing hard to get. Either way, you're going to stand out because everybody else asking for their Snapchat or Instagram like you're acting young. So be yourself.
I am glad to hear that because I do hear that from my oldest. Nobody asks for a number. They ask for social media. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, so weird.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So you see, that's a way you can set yourself apart. And
Yes.
all the females, I'm dropping it. Because we need strong black families.
Yes, we do. We do.
Like, when we was talking about start with the end in mind. We not, as a young person, you probably not thinking that far, I ain't gonna lie. But if you knew that, you know, this would be your high school sweetheart, y'all end up getting married, y'all end up owning a landscaping company, y'all end up creating opportunities for people in a position that you were in with.
It all plays a part.
I ain't shopping at no Foreman Mills though. But I get what you're saying.
But that's if you in that position financially.
Oh, okay.
Like say your people at or below poverty level, you gon' that's why they like, man, I can't afford no dress clothes. Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate.
You never heard of Foreman Mills?
So I'm gonna reiterate that. So when I said if you going into networking events, make sure you either go to Marshalls or Foreman Mills. Those are places where you can get affordable dress clothes. So now it's like if your family is either at or below the poverty level, which like a lot of the kids that host offered to go speak at, like most of their family was either at or below poverty level. Most of the families were either a single family household or it wasn't the biological parents. Most of them. In a predominantly, I say people of color area. It was really black people. It was mostly black people. That's the difference. The difference is in the statistics. And one thing you learn in business, you need statistics to make statistic-based decisions. So now you're not guessing like, man, if I spend money on ads, you need to know what your return on ad spend is. So now you know. That's a whole other video. But
Y'all got to tell me what's Foreman Mills. They got a website or something? What are they?
It's like another Burlington or something.
Oh.
it's like, this is Burlington, this is Foreman.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So when you think if I could, I would, and you reverse engineer the process, now you can put together a plan. Remember we was talking about having a plan? Now you can put together having a plan. So you having a plan sets you apart. The only difference is you sat down and determined what it is that you want and what you believe is the best way to get there. So now, take progressive steps towards. If you in a space where you feel like, I know I was talking about $60,000 a month. That's a high valuation. That is a multi-million-dollar company, and you like, I have no idea how to do that. Just drop a comment down below, and we'll either direct you to the people who I studied, like Adam Coffey and what's his name? It's another one. Bro, I'm looking at his face. Pace Morby. We'll either refer you like Adam Coffey or Pace Morby, people that legitimately buy businesses for a living. We'll send you that type of content. That way you will be able to groom your algorithm to feed you productive content. So with that said, man, it was truly a blessing. Cause
Katrice.
she didn't know before me. But man, we love y'all, man. I pray that y'all have a blessed week and man, peace out.
Be safe.